Welcome back, children. Let us continue with the line-wise paraphrasing of Act 2, Scene 1 of The Tempest. I begin with line number 143. Gonzalo, had I plantation of this isle, my lord? So he says that, Sir, my lord, if I had the colonization responsibility of this island, my lord. He is in the process of speaking when he is interrupted by Antonio. He'd sow with nettle seed. He says that if he's given the duty of colonization of this island, then he would sow it with the seeds of the thorny plants. Sebastian adds on, or docks. Docks are weedy herbs, or mallows, that is the common wild plants or the weeds that grow on the side of the road. Gonzalo, and were the king on it, what would I do? So Gonzalo says, if I were the king on this island, what would I do? Sebastian, scape. Scape is escape, being drunk for want of wine. So he gives the reply that if you were the king on this island, then you would not get drunk because of the shortage of wine. Want means shortage. Gonzalo, in the commonwealth, I would by contraries execute all things. He says, well, in my commonwealth, I would rather accomplish my different things in different ways. Contraries means in different ways from the usual. Execute all things means carry out all the work in a totally different manner. For no kind of traffic, I would not allow any kind of trade. Would I admit, that is, I would not allow any kind of trade. No name of magistrate. There won't be any magistrates in my rule. Letters should not be known. That is, people would not get to learn anything. They would not be knowing the letters of the alphabet. Riches, poverty. No one would be rich, no one would be poor. And use of service means no one would be serving another human being. None, nothing at all. Contract, there would be no cheating. Succession, there would be no inheritance. Bound, it means no limits. Bound of land means no land boundaries. Tilth means there would not be any kind of cultivation. Vineyard, there wouldn't be any kind of vineyards, none. No use of metal, corn or wine or oil. He says, I will not have any use of any metal or any grains or wine or oil. No occupation. No one would have any kind of occupation. All men idle, all. All men would be free without any work. All women too. All women also would be idle but innocent and pure. But women would be innocent as well as pure. No sovereignty means no one would exercise the supreme power. That is, there would be no kingship. Sebastian, he comments, he catches on to this and he says, yet he would be king on it. So Sebastian says, yet you just said you would not have anyone to be the king over the other. No supreme power would be there, but still you are saying you would be the king on it. Antonio, the latter end of his commonwealth, that is, in the latter end of his speech about his commonwealth, he forgets the beginning. He has forgotten what he said in the beginning of his speech. He has forgotten that in the beginning he had said that if he would be the king of this island. So he has forgotten that. Then Gonzalo, all things in common nature should produce without sweat or endeavor. He says nature would produce all things for the common use of the people without sweat, means without hard work or endeavor. Endeavor means without putting in any efforts. Treason means cheating. Felony means crime. There would be no treason, no cheating, no crime. Sword, pike, knife, gun. Sword, pike is a spear, knife, gun, or need of any engine. Engine over here means a weapon. So would I not have, that is, I would not allow the use of sword, a spear, knife, gun, or any other kind of weapon. but nature should bring forth, but nature will bring forward. Nature would bring forth in plenty of its own kind, produce everything in plenty, all abundance to feed my innocent people. Nature would automatically produce everything in abundance, in plenty to feed my innocent people. Sebastian, no marrying among his subjects, that is, there would be no marriages among his people. Antonio, none man, all idle. He says, no marriages, all are going to be free. Gonzalo, I would with such perfection govern, sir. He says that I am going to do administration, governance with such excellence, sir, to excel the golden age, that I will surpass all the joy and the blessings that the people experienced during the golden age. Sebastian, God save His Majesty. Now here Sebastian is saying it in a very mocking way. May God save His Majesty the King Gonzalo. Antonio continues, long live Gonzalo, he says, long live King Gonzalo. Gonzalo, and do you mark me, sir? And he says, do you listen to me, sir? Pay attention, sir. Alonso, prithee no more. He says, I pray you, I request you, please don't speak further. Thou dost talk nothing to me. Now whatever you are talking to me, I do not have any interest in it. I'm not interested in your nonsense. Gonzalo, I do well believe your highness. He says, I admit, I believe that you are not interested in my talks. And I did it to minister occasion. And he says, minister occasion to these gentlemen. He says that I was just talking like this in order to provide an opportunity to these gentlemen to laugh, who are of such sensible and nimble lungs, means who have such sensitive, and nimble means quick lungs, that they always used to laugh at nothing. So their lungs are so sensitive and quick that they are used to laughing at nothing. Just for nonsense things they keep laughing. Antonio, 'twas you we laughed at. So 'twas is it was. It was you at whom we were laughing. Gonzalo, who in this kind of merry fooling am nothing to you? He says, well, in the matter of laughing at silly, unimportant things, I am nothing in comparison to you. I am no competition to you. So you may continue and laugh at nothing still. So he says, you can continue laughing at nothing at all. Antonio, what a blow was there given? He says, that was a master stroke of wisdom. You made a master stroke of wisdom by saying the words. Sebastian, and it had not fallen flat long. So he says, well, it was a very powerful blow if it had not been misdelivered, because it was misdelivered and it was harmless. We were not harmed by it at all. Gonzalo, you are gentlemen of brave metal. He says that you are gentlemen very noble and courageous. You would lift the moon out of a sphere. He says you are the people who can even lift the moon out of her orbit if she would continue it in 5 weeks without changing. If the moon would continue unchanged for 5 weeks instead of making her usual revolution in 4 weeks. Thank you.